for a couple minutes of the video. I didn't want to talk. I just want to let the car warm up. I like enjoying my drives in the morning. So I know it might be a little loud. You might not be able to hear me over all the cabin noise because it does drone a bit much inside here. This car is straight piped, so you know we got to deal with the noise every morning. I wish I had some earplugs. I should probably get some because it does you know, it kind of annoys you like in your head. Like the noise, the loud noises and pops and everything is fun and all, but when you're driving, you know, more than 15, 20, 30 minutes, it starts to annoy you a little bit where you feels like something's ringing in your head, and it's because of how loud it is. But I mean, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? It's supposed to be more of like a daily race car kind of thing is what I was going for, but it is what it is, you know? So right now we're gonna be driving over to my parents' house. I just gotta go help them with something, and then that's very much gonna be our drive. So you'll probably just hear pulls here and there throughout the video, and that's supposed to be the purpose of this video specifically. But yeah, car runs fine. We had to do a little upgrade. I know she's dirty on the inside, but like this is the Apple CarPlay that's in this car. I forget the brand. I got it a long time ago actually, but it works really well. It won't hook up because I'm recording on my phone right now. So, but yeah. But this car, let's talk about while we're on our drive here, what has been done to it. This vehicle specifically is full bolt-ons. We did rebuild the engine. It has forged piston rods, bearings, you name it, you know. We have a tubular manifold that's Cerakoted. Also, the downpipe is Cerakoted because of the amount of heat that it produces. So, what else? What else can I think of? We got the gauge cluster over here with all our gauges. We have our boost gauge, our air-fuel ratio gauge, because that's important, and oil pressure as well. Your three main important ones, I would assume. You know, you just driving the car regularly, you obviously want to make sure your oil is up to pressure. Losing pressure, the car will still tell you if it's super low, but you also don't want to damage anything inside the engine. And your boost gauge, which is essential so you know how much boost you're pushing, and your air fuel ratio over here, which if I'm not mistaken should be between 11 to 14 on average, depending. Depends if you're wide open throttle or whatnot. But overall, we have our ethanol gauge down here. I'm running 93, so it's only reading almost like 10% ethanol. But as far as that goes, what else have we done? We got a full E85. We got flex fuel kit in this vehicle with new fuel pumps. We redid some of the fuel lines, and you know, got a pressure regulator. Trying to think of what else have we done because the car is tuned. Currently, if you're curious, it is making 400 on 93 and 500 on E85, tuned at its highest, which would be what's that E85 that's really good? I think it's Ignite Red or Red Ignite if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, car runs amazing. I love it. It drives and handles super well. On the exterior, I mean, I have some minor cosmetic things that have to be fixed, but at the moment, only major thing would be, I guess, the wheels, the Volk TE37s that I got. Those I copped a while ago on Facebook Marketplace from a gentleman about an hour from here. It's sad because he was trying to part out his car, well, his wife's car, to cover his wedding, and all he really wanted to do is just make money for the wedding. So he sold it to me for about, I think, $2,900, which was a steal. Came with brand new tires and everything, which I was just amazed. So I couldn't pass up on that offer. I was at work and I was like, I had to go home early. I made some excuse, and yeah, that's how I got those. Interior is pretty much all stock, just a cob shift knob here. And what else? I think that is pretty much it. Oh, cold air intake. It's non-branded, it's just a simple like secondhand one that I decided to pick up. We also have, if I missed, I got Kelfer 272 cams, I'm pretty sure. We're running injector dynamic fuel injectors, I think 2150s if I'm not mistaken. What else? I can't think of anything else for the most part. I don't know if I mentioned the car straight piped, obviously. I think I said at the beginning of the video, but it's all straight pipe all the way back. I can't think of anything else. Nothing major. The car has been my daily driver for the last 7-8 years, basically. I've had this car for a while. It is a 2013 GSR, as you can tell because of the manual shifter. And what else did we do? We just did cosmetic lights on the exterior as well. The Audi V-Land headlights. It gives you a nice look because it's all blacked out in the housing, and then you have the contouring of the lights on the exterior. And then on the rears we have the Mars Varus replica, I guess, tail lights. They look just like the Varus ones. Super nice. You can't find them anymore. I think if you go on Mars's website you can cop like a pre-order, but I don't know how true that is. Sorry, I had to focus there for a minute. There's been so many instances in this car, and it's not even the tits, it's just sometimes you just can't see out of your blind spots. Like, I'm in these bucket seats, and it's kind of weird to tell over here, but you can't see because of the bolsters on the side. And I've almost hit someone before. It's happened to me like 3 times. I promise you, I'm not a bad driver. I am very cautious when I drive, but things like that, when you try to just, you know, test the limits of your vehicle, and you just want to push it, floor it, and something like that unfortunately happens, and then you almost smack someone, you don't want to lose your car for something like that. So you got to be very careful. So when I'm driving like this, after I'm on the highway cruising, then I could, you know, blast my music and talk and whatnot. You know, some people might say you can't multitask. I know, I get it. I know it's kind of like similar, like how can I explain it? When you pull up to somebody's house and you're looking for the address number on the home, you kind of like turn down the volume and you look around to see if you can find the number of the house. I don't know why, but it's a thing. So similar, trying to merge onto the highway, you always want to be very careful, especially when these cars, or here in Jersey specifically, a lot of people do not know how to drive. I don't understand if it's just like a Jersey thing or just people who come from the tri-state area just in general, but a lot of people are very reckless. And even though the speed limit here, I mean, nobody ever goes speed limit. Only I do, but yeah, we can't say that on camera, but yeah, we always follow speed limit. Always, no speeding, guys. But even though it's like 65, I think here on the Parkway, people are booking it. They're going like 95, 100. Like, you could be in that left lane over there going 90, and there's always gonna be somebody just tailgating you, which just irks me. So I'd rather just stay more on the right or the middle lane where you can just merge back and forth if you need to pass someone. But yeah. As back I was talking about modding on the car. So the couple things that we're gonna do to this vehicle, we're gonna have to obviously upgrade the headliner. I don't know if you saw in the last video, but you can see how dirty it is. We have to like spray it with, I don't know, liner coloring or upholster it. What else? On the exterior, the wing, you can't see it from here, but on the outside you can see how the paint is peeling. I had the paint at my parents' home. I have to repaint it Phantom Black is the original color of this car. I gotta sand it down, primer it, lay the paint down, and then add like a 2K clear coat to ensure that the sun doesn't eat it up, because as you can see from the front of the bonnet or the hood, that carbon fiber scoop intake actually is fading, and they sent it to me cracked. They ended up giving me like 70% of my money back for the low, so I can keep it because it was cracked initially. But now it's completely fading. You're starting to see actually the carbon fiber weave on the front of it, which is a big no-no. So we're gonna have to hopefully fix that by next week, because I know the more it's exposed, the more it's gonna get damaged. But yeah, future plans for the vehicle, I'm not sure. We're trying to keep it for as long as we can. If anyone is interested, they're more than welcome to make an offer. I will sell it if need be, I could use a different vehicle, something that's a little more family friendly, per se, according to my wife. We do have a 1-year-old, so you know, it has to be something more comfortable. This car drives perfectly fine, no problem. It's just too loud. I could make it quieter, but also, I guess because of the wastegate that's on the turbo side of it, when you're flooring it, you let go of it. If you have the windows down or just the AC on, sometimes those fumes can get into the cabin. And I know long exposure to gasoline, you know, burnt fumes and whatnot, it's kind of like CO2. Well, it is CO2 essentially. You're smelling that stuff, so that's not good for you. It's not good for your health in general. So, you know, this was mainly like a weekend driver to commute to my job with no kid in here, no spouse, or like a weekend car. For the most part, I drive my company vehicle, which is my van. But yeah, this vehicle has ran up a lot. I've always given it its maintenance. Its maintenance has always been up to date. So we're now clocking at 135k miles, and I got this thing with, I believe, 55,000 miles a long time ago. So the story with this vehicle, we actually went to go get this thing. I went to go get this thing back when I had my 2003 Mitsubishi, and I remember this very clearly. I went to Staten Island. I think it was called Evolve Motorsports. I don't know if they're still, you know, in business, but they were mainly focused on track vehicles or drag racing, I believe. They would build all their cars, and eventually, you know, they had also a sales side where they would modify the cars lightly and sell them off to the public. So I found one. I went. I had gotten financed through one bank. I remember I was only like 19 at the time, and now I'm 28. So yeah, I've had it for 9 years now. And they went, I put a huge down payment, terrible idea. I put it under my own insurance name. I was paying like $500 a month in just payments, $500 a month in just insurance, and eventually everything all said and done, I took it home. My parents never realized till like 3 days later, because I was parking it across the street, and they never saw my gray car. I had to wait till the weekend to go back and pick up the gray Mitsubishi I had. And they were like, whose car is that? And then that's how this story came about, where I purchased my car. Everything I eventually transferred under my father's name, helped me out a lot on the payments. Car payments were still the same. I think I saved a little bit on interest, but insurance was a plus. I think I only got it down to like $100 a month, so I was saving at least $400 in just that alone. But yeah, when I got the car, it was all black on black, the way you see it. I had the OEM wheels at home, and the car drove amazing. It had 2 cluster gauges, but whatever, nothing crazy. And it was just a blast driving it. And as you know, time went by, once I hit the 100k mark, I was like, eventually I got to do a rebuild. I want to do a rebuild. I wanted to get mainly, let's say, like 600 to 800 horsepower. I know that 200 horsepower difference is huge, but I took it up to a shop in Newburgh, New York. I'm not gonna mention the shop name, but they did a terrible job. I basically got scammed 20k. I have so many messages that prove how bad the service was. It just, communication was not at its best. And if you guys are ever gonna tune a car, tune any kind of vehicle whatsoever, I suggest you get someone that's reputable. The person who previously owned the shop was an older gentleman who always went to the track. He was known for building race cars and racing them and having nice times on the drag strip, but I think he went through family complications and sold it off to another gentleman, which is someone younger, like my age, but it is a disaster. From the moment I walked into the shop, I kind of just like should have figured I should have looked for somewhere else, or at least shipped out the car somewhere to like RRT Motorsports, maybe in Connecticut. But eventually I came across, after all said and done, 20k down the drain, I came across a shop called Co Performance in PA, and they did a phenomenal job. The car's been driving fine, no issues. Just had a small oil leak, and it was one of the lines that I guess was failing already, so just took it back, replaced it, no problem. Now the car drives perfectly fine. But yeah, 20k and then another 20k later, like, it's just a lot of money, and not even counting the amount of time I took it also from towing, tolls, all the times I had to go check up on the vehicle because it's about an hour and a half from where I live or used to live. Yeah, it was just a mess. So what I suggest is when you guys get a car that you want to legit build, you should find a reputable shop that will do the work. Keep in contact, and don't give all the money up front either. Even though I gave half on the first guy, the other half was given afterwards, but the services were terrible. The car ran like shit. Yeah, it's trying to play the blame game that gave it to a machine shop to build and it wasn't his problem, but technically it is. So he was gonna go back and try to get an answer. It just went too much back and forth. So now I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just get some of the money back at least, because parts alone, I believe I spent about 12,000 or 10,000, somewhere around there, and then the rest was labor. So, but that's the story with this vehicle. But yeah, Cold Performance, check them out on their Instagram. I'll put their link in our description, either below, above, somewhere in the video. If you're anywhere in Jersey, I'm pretty sure you guys will probably know him on Instagram. He's known for doing like a twin turbo setup on one of these 4B11s, and yeah, he's a great guy. His name is Kyle, very good dude, and I forget his tuner's name, but the guy's also really good at tuning vehicles, especially these Mitsubishi, these Evos. It's very difficult to find someone that actually is knowledgeable in these cars anymore and actually do a good job. So, but yeah, that's it for the end of the story. I can go more into depth if anyone wants to know more specific details, but that's the basic gist of all that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop babbling. I'm gonna just let you guys hear the vehicle. I'm just gonna start doing some pulls. rainy day, I realized I've seen no nice cars today. Usually when it's raining and I bring my van, even if the weather's bad, I always see at least one nice vehicle. And I have not seen one nice vehicle, like anything like an M3, an M5, a C63, or just any JDM car, like just in general, anything that's like tuned or semi-modified. I'm just seeing like everyday vehicles here, you know? Alright guys, so that's the end of our video. I'm gonna go ahead and do some things, but drop a like, a comment, subscribe, help me grow, share if you can. I would greatly appreciate it. This is the second video. I noticed I'd be polishing the vehicle in the second video, but it's raining. I'm gonna have to do it maybe on the next one, or once the weather clears up. It is, you know, it is now spring, and it's just gonna be rainy season, so stay tuned.